Thanks for joining us. You've tuned into Arirang's Within the Frame. I'm Han Da-eun in Seoul. In the ever-evolving landscape of technology, artificial intelligence has emerged as a ubiquitous force permeating virtually every aspect of our daily lives. And as the global AI competition heats up, countries are blurring boundaries and expanding frontiers, vying for pole positions in the race. On today's episode, we analyze the AI market boom, its prospects, and where South Korea stands, with a particular focus on the AI chip competition. And for this, Soo-young, Professor Emeritus at Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology, better known as KAIST, is here with us. So great to have you with us.
Thank you for inviting me here. It's a pleasure to join.
And to give us insights from an economic perspective, Yong-Jin, Management Information Systems Professor at Sogang University, also joins us. Thank you so much for coming in.
Good evening.
All right, we want to start with you, Professor Lee. This year opened with some of the world's biggest tech shows, such as the Consumer Electronics Show and the Mobile World Congress. And the buzz was all about AI. First, give us a snapshot of the current level of AI development and its influence on our daily lives.
Yes, AI has generated a big paradigm shift in the way people live, and GSMWC all heralded the new paradigm shift. Even from mid-1980s, AI has been utilized in image and speech recognition. For example, we unlock smartphone with fingerprint and face or iris recognition, and then convert speeches into text. In 2016, AlphaGo defeated top-class human player in Go game. However, those were just hurricanes in a small cup. From the memorial launching of ChatGPT in November 2022, a big hurricane called generative AI hit the globe, and this trend has been escalated. Now, in addition to the scientists and engineers, common people start using generative AIs every day. To obtain information for business or joy, people use generative AI instead of searching. People ask generative AI to summarize large documents and making meeting minutes and long discussion. People also consult with AI legal and medical advisors. Language translation, and real-time interpretation are also available through art. Art has been considered as a unique human work. However, now common people and some artists create images and videos from text as a draft. I used to say that there will be two groups of people, namely one group utilizing AI with prosperity, the other group without AI. Now I need to make changes. You cannot live without AI.
You cannot live without AI. I couldn't agree with you more on that. My new best friend is actually AI-based cutting-edge robot cleaner. And now that I know how convenient it is, I just can't live without it. Now, Dr. Kim, a global race is intensifying to clinch the top spot, to gain superiority in the field of AI. And according to a recent ranking by Korea's Institute of Information and Communications, China and Europe are trailing close behind the U.S., which of course is by far the strongest player in the AI sector. Over 60% of the world's top-notch, top-tier AI researchers, I hear, are working for American companies and universities. Where does South Korea stand in the overall global AI industry?
Well, you know, there are several reports about Korea's position in the AI field. I'm going to introduce two reports. Number one is a global AI index issued by UK news media, Totus Media. This, according to this report, the Korea ranked 7th, following the US and China and UK, Canada, Israel, and Singapore. So Toto's intelligence team examined the AI capability in terms of the implementation, innovation, and investment of 62 countries. And they ranked each of these 62 countries with given scores. And these scores used 143 indicators. These indicators covered, let's say, talent and operating environment and infrastructure, research, development, and government strategy, and also commercial. Korea was top in government strategy and infrastructure, but unfortunately got low scores in talent and commercial.
Well, seventh place still isn't so bad, right? I mean,
But
according to the analysis,
that's right.
and
That's right.
analyzed over 140 categories.
Right.
So,
But we have another report, issued by Software Policy Research Institute of Korea. It ranked Korea the fourth.
the fourth, ooh, not bad. And I mean, Korea may lag behind a few countries, but we've always been super fast learners, right? And Korea has always been a major player in the tech world, so hopefully we'll catch up pretty soon. Now, back to you, Professor Lee. Let's narrow down the scope specifically to the field of AI chips. Experts say the future of AI will depend on AI semiconductors, also called AI processing units, as they play a crucial role in the advancement and efficiency of all kinds of AI applications. Could you elaborate on the roles and their importance?
Of course, there has been two main drawbacks in current AI, namely the huge computing power requirement and enormous energy consumption. The currently popular large generative models consist of 1,000 layers large software model with trillion bytes of data and are trained with enormous data in iterative manner. High performance processors need to make rapid access to the data. For example, high throughput cooking system is useless unless somebody provides enough raw material to you and also deliver cooked dishes to the customer table. In human brain, there exists about 100 billion processors called neuron and 100 trillion memories called synapses, but they are all located closely in physical proximity. Therefore, the inhuman brain results in about 10 quadrillion multiplications per second in current computer, parallel processor and memories are separated and therefore require high bandwidth data communication between processors and memories. On the other hand, in brain, processors and memory are located in proximity and do not need the high communication requirement. Inefficiency in energy consumption may be more crucial. Human brain is very energy efficient and consumes only about 20 watts. Even low performance PCs usually have power supply with capacity more than 10 times of human brain. It is commonly perceived that the training of large current LLM needs nuclear power plant. AI semiconductor markets have increased somewhat similar to the Moore's law, namely 2 times for every 2 years, and this trend will become more rapid. We'll need big breakthroughs on how we implement the AI software in electronic hardware.
So, long story short, next generation AI development will need chips that are much smaller, faster, and more power efficient, and at the same time, those chips that can process much larger amounts of data, just like how trillions of billions of neurons work in a human brain. Now, staying with you, Professor Lee, we heard today that KAIST researchers developed the world's first neuromorphic AI chip. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, AI is based similar to the brain functions. Therefore, we always try to learn how brain works and make AI models based on that understanding. One thing we know is neurons generate electronic spikes. That is also more efficient in power consumption. One example recently announced in spiking neuron chip from KAIST. Spiking neuron is a very simple model of biological neuron and encodes information as firing rate of electronic spike. When spiking neuron model is implemented by silicon semiconductor, unfortunately, based on the electrophysics of semiconductor transistors, it has potential advantage on energy consumption over the currently popular neuron model. Maybe it is the same reason why nature used spiking neuron in biological brain. However, the information encoded in spiking neuron has poor accuracy and have been used for toys only. The new chip developed by KAIST may have resolved this difficulty with efficient data compression techniques.
Well, I don't have a master's degree in computer science, but it sounds like a fascinating development. Looks like South Korean researchers are already shaking the world of AI and looking poised to change the global landscape in AI chip sector. Now, Professor Kim, give us a snapshot of the global AI chip market, its scale, major players, as well as future prospects.
Before I answer to the question, I have to celebrate their advancement in neuromorphic AI chip. That's one of the game changer.
Right. The news just broke last night, late last night.
Right.
What a perfect timing, right? We're discussing that with Professor Lee today.
It is. Yeah. I mean, as everyone knows, the AI chip market has been very, very hot after ChatGPT was launched a couple of years back. The volume of AI chip market in 2023 reached up to like 53.5 billion US dollars and is expected to grow by 30% in 2024, jumping up to about more than 67 billion dollars. And in 2027, it will become over $100 billion, means $117 billion. So that means AI is really hot, and AI is used for anything in our real life and also in enterprises. Just think about the image recognition. Oh, I believe you may know Sora, which was launched by OpenAI recently, which is making video clip automatically by 1 minute. It's amazing, exhilarating. So AI chips, that way, and also AI chips used for just Samsung Electronics smartphone. Embed those AIs and laptops and wearables, all that kind of things. And also the robotics and sensors. Think about all these kind of devices need AI chips. So AI chip market should grow really, really fast. The major players, like I believe everyone knows NVIDIA, right? That's the frontier in AI chip, which is called GPU. And also Intel, AMD followed it. And NVIDIA just, number 3 in US stock market. That's also amazing. And also the NVIDIA and Microsoft collaborate to develop, the ChatGPT. NVIDIA provide the chips and Microsoft provide AI supercomputing data center. And also the Google already launched their what is called the TensorFlow processing chip unit. That is a kind of very application-specific integrated unit, what's called ASIC. So these all major players, like even Meta, Microsoft, Google, NVIDIA, Apple, these are all major players in their area. We'll see more players. We also have like startups like the chip design startups, a lot of all over the world.
And speaking of big U.S. Tech leaders, Meta Platforms CEO Mark Zuckerberg visited Seoul last week. He met with President Yoon as well as Korea's tech leaders. In January, Korea also welcomed OpenAI CEO Sam Altman.
Right.
How do you assess these U.S. tech titans' recent visits to Seoul?
It is quite interesting to see all the tech leaders visiting Korea. It looks like it's very similar to the 2013 when the smartphone was really hot in the market, and a lot of tech leaders visited Korea to meet Samsung Electronics, LG Electronics, SK Hynix, all that kind of things. So at the time, Mark Zuckerberg visited Korea first time in 2013. After he introducing the Facebook phone, they developed with HTC, and then he wanted collaboration with Samsung Electronics at the time. And then so the big tech leaders like Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, and also the Sam Altman, the OpenAI CEO, also visited Korea, right? What they want to do is that build alliance with Korean companies, Samsung Electronics, LG Electronics, and even Hyundai Motors. That was very interesting part. Jim Keller, who is the CEO of Toronto-based AI chip startup, visited Hyundai instead of Samsung Electronics, and so they want to develop all that kind of robots and autonomous vehicles and the aerial, mobility machines by using AIs. So what they are doing is they want to find opportunities by building alliance with Korean companies, because they don't have manufacturing capabilities, but Korean companies has. And also Korean companies are very good in processing technologies rather than design technologies. So what they are expecting is they just build this alliance before the AI chip market get matured. And also they want to compete with current giant like NVIDIA and Apple. So they kind of very hurry in building the relationship with Korean companies. Absolutely, Korean companies have very strong capability to help them.
And delving deeper into the technology alliance, Professor Lee, the focal point of Zuckerberg's visit was to boost cooperation with Korean firms in areas of extended reality, metaverse, and AI memory chips. In your view, what is Korea's position in these areas on the global stage, and what are the country's secret weapons?
Well, I cannot talk about secret weapons. They are not supposed to be revealed. So instead, I would like to talk about current strengths and future directions. LG and Samsung Electronics are non-disputable world tops on consumer electronics, especially home appliance, and will incorporate AIs into their product. There are many rooms to include AIs and metaverse in home appliances and mobile devices. Home appliances, such as refrigerator and ovens, may figure out stored cooking material in the refrigerator and find good recipes based on user preference. Even those home appliances may make conversation with humans and become the housekeeping friend. LG Electronics and Meta has agreed to jointly develop advanced headset for XR, which is understood as advanced AR with more interaction functions. SEC, Samsung Electronics, is second largest foundry company and the candidate of collaboration for AI chips. Perhaps I would not want to compete with definite global leaders, especially in hardware business with very poor penetration worlds. We all know it took quite a long time for AMD to compete with Intel. Instead, I prefer to collaborate with giants for the benefit of both sides. To do so, we need our own building special other companies do not have in that cases. Focusing on foundry services, new chip design may be good in the same sense. However, to obtain leadership, it is required to make big breakthrough in chip fabrication technology. Energy efficient chip, as expressed in the KAIST spiking neuron chip before, on-device chips and numerous processing memory combined in a single chip may be example. Then startup, although big companies such as Samsung and LG have contributed a lot in national economic development, it is important to promote tech-based startup for further development. It is nice to find that Meta is interested in collaboration with KAIST startup and hope to see several good collaboration cases in the near future.
Well, we had a lot more questions to ask Professor Lee as well as Professor Kim here, but I'm afraid due to time constraint, we'll have to leave it there. But thank you, both of you, so much for the insightful interview.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for having me.
And that brings us to the end of this show. Thank you for watching, and be sure to tune in same time tomorrow to join our conversation. Goodbye for now.